Hey Sainers, welcome to another video on the Saints TV YouTube channel. This has been on my mind for a fair bit of the off-season so far, and I figured, considering I don't think that anyone we pick up in the draft or delisted free agencies is going to be best 22, I thought, well, it's a good opportunity, better than ever really, to hop on, and I found this handy tool on Zero Hanger, /AFL/pick your team. You can get on there and pick your team and share it on the channel. But I thought today we could go through and try and figure out what the best 22 is for season 2022. It's going to be tough. There's going to be, this is assuming that every player is fit. It's going to be tough because I've drawn it on my handy whiteboard. I'll give you a quick glimpse. You can't really see much there, but it was tough because there's a lot of players here that I've found that going to be either on the bench or not getting a game, which is a good thing because it's battle for spots, but it's also a bad thing because some of them I think are pretty decent players. I just can't find a spot for them. So feel free to disagree with me in the comments. That's the best part about these videos. These are just opinions. I'm not always right, despite me thinking that I am always right, but I'm not. So if you've got a different team, different idea on how to get some of these players into the team, or just shuffling around a few positions, comment your team. I'd love to have a discussion on the YouTube channel about this. But let's get into it. Enough talking. Let's go straight. I find it's quite easy to get the locked in positions done first, and then we can build around that. So for this, we know it's going to be Dougal Howard. We know he's going to be our fullback. And we know that Max King, the other pillar, is going to be at full forward. Where are you, Maxi? There you are. Let's go Steele, straight in the middle. Boom. So that's not a bad spine so far. Followers, fairly easy. I have a feeling that... Do you reckon Rowan Marshall will be number one or Paddy Ryder fully fit? Are we going to give Marshall a go, or does he stay forward? I'm going to go Ryder. But you could use both. That to me means that Marshall might start forward in this position. I think that, we'll go the standard. We'll go Crouch. All right. So back pocket. This is a tough one because Ben Patton's going to be back. But Jimmy Webster played a fantastic year and came back from injury and is a great ball user. He's a bit more aggressive than Ben Patton. So, I don't know. Do you just put Ben Patton straight back? I mean, he's going to need time. He's broken his leg. He hasn't played football in a long time. I feel like you probably give Webster round one. And then based on form, you see you go. But there's no reason why maybe we could fit Patton into the team somewhere else. Let's go with Dukes as partner in crime. Wilkie. All right, so you got Dukes, Webster, Wilkie. All right, we know that Sinclair is going to be here because that's where he was for the majority of 2021, and that's why he had such a good year, as his rebound was phenomenal. And he's going to continue it, so there's no reason why we should change him. Now, let's go half forward. I personally think that Jack Higgins is going to have a huge year. And I love him at that half forward type position. I think he can float up and get a lot of the ball around here. But he can move back inside 50. He's a very good endurance athlete. He can run all day, which is an underrated trait of his that no one really talks about. But I like having him higher up because he's more of that mid-forward hybrid. He's not going to be your butler, which is going to be basically just, hunting at the feet of Max King or whoever's in the goal square and feeding off the scraps once it hits the deck. So Butler there, Higgins there. I'm happy with that. I think Tim Membry is probably going to play a bit higher up just to isolate Max King. And now this is another one. Does Cooper Sharman play round one next year? Because here, I always had the feeling that Gresham could potentially come back from his injury, and some people are putting him straight into the followers category, but I think that he's most damaging in the forward line, and I feel like because of his injury, it could be, imagine having Gresham here, imagine having Gresham fully fit with Butler feeding off King, with Higgins higher up the ground, moving back inside 50. That's potent. Like, that's damaging. And half forward. I mean, we'll go wing. I think maybe Brad Hill could move back up to a wing. I think we put him more half back this year just because of his form, but I think based on what we really want from him is he's kicking inside 50, and I'd like to have him higher up, and that's why I'd give someone like JB another chance off a wing. Some people want him forward, and I agree, but also our forward line's stacked with a lot of smalls, and I think they're more capable in kicking goals than JB. But JB, out of all of them, if you look, Butler, Gresham, Higgins, is the better kick inside 50, and I'd love to have him higher up the ground with his vision, using his kicking, and he can float between, half forward and wing with Jack Higgins. He could move here at times. Higgins could move up the ground, get more of the ball. JB could float deep. There's a lot of flexibility with this lineup so far. And half forward, I don't know. Do you put Rowan Marshall there, or do you put Sharman there? This is a tough one. Who have we got left? It's a toughie. Like Mackenzie, that's a tough one again. Obviously, this is 2021 list, so not every player has been delisted yet. Cooper Sharman. I think you probably go with a Marshall. He's obviously going to play higher. He's probably going to play deeper. So you could probably rotate Gresham and Marshall. But to me, based on player for player forward lines, this is probably the most dynamic and talented forward line we could possibly field. I think that Cooper Sharman probably sneaks onto the bench. And that's no disrespect to him, but I just think with players coming back, it's going to be very difficult to fit everyone into the team. Ryan Burns, for instance, I'd love to fit into this lineup. Connolly, starting, probably can't get in. So, do you go tall? It depends, I guess, on the lineup. If you want to go tall, you put Rowan Marshall deep. If not, you float him around here, and he can intercept. If we're coming outside D50, we need targets. He can move up the ground a bit quicker and give King more isolation, and vice versa. They could rotate. He could rotate with Membry. Gresham can rotate with the other smalls, and maybe even move up the ground. He can just start there, but move up the ground. So we'll leave it at that so far. I'm still a bit iffy about it, but we'll leave it at that. Half back. Now, it could be the cough, but again, I think based on form, you probably have to go with Thomas Highmore there. And the centre half back position. Now, this is one of the toughest. No wonder it's the last position on the field that I'm picking. It's because I don't know who the hell to put there. Now, it could be, depending on the forward line that we play against, you could put Highmore there and Koff there. But if you're playing against your standard two tall forward lines, you want Highmore to be the interceptor. You want Dukes to take the big dog. And then you want someone like maybe Josh Battle, because they've talked about it in pre-season. James Gallagher said on SEN that they're going to trial Josh Battle at centre half back in a key position in defence in the off-season. And if that works, you could well see Josh Battle locked at centre half back with Tom Highmore. So they'll support each other. You're not leaving Battle to do all the work. And then you've got Dukes taking the big dog with Cal Wilkie, Webster, him taking the best small, him taking the third tall, perhaps, leaves the fourth for Highmore. And that means that he can probably run off them a bit more and intercept and impact this contest or even that contest, depending on how the game's going. So you get a good kick, you get just stability there and doesn't get beaten, aggression, the leader in the back line, interceptor, the second big, tall, big body, and then the runner and the creator. So that's not bad. I don't mind that. That's not a bad lineup. I feel like there's so many players I'm missing. Let's have a look. Let's look at the bench. Who's available on the bench? Ryan Burns, Bytel, Hunter Clark's got to go there. Oh, man. Seb Ross, Jeez. Ben Patton. This is going to be very difficult to pick a round one team. Like Dan Hanbury. You'd have to pick him for round one. You'd have to. So you've got Hunter Clark, Dan Hanbury. I'm going to miss... I love Ryan Burns. I think you probably go Ryan Burns over Connolly at the moment. Now this leaves Seb Ross. Who are the other possibilities? You've got Cooper Sharman, Seb Ross, Ben Patton, Dan McKenzie, Ben Long, Leo Connolly, and Caulfield and Bytel. So I've picked 3 mids there. All right, let's say we can't go 3 mids, 4 mids. Maybe Burns, maybe he misses out for like a Seb Ross probably. Just because you're not going to not play Seb Ross. I can't imagine. I'd like it where he just has to fight for his spots, but at the moment I just think we pick him, which is frustrating. Maybe I don't though. Could I be that ruthless? Round 1, probably not. But if he has a shit first month, then that's when he gets cut. But then I've gone 3 mids again. I'm being an idiot. But you have to pick Hanbury and Clark. And Ross. And then it's probably someone like maybe Cooper Sharman. Give Ben Patton round 1 off. Dan McKenzie's going to be very stiff. But then you've even got someone like a Caulfield that I'd love to fit in, and Jack Bytel. But can you fit Highmore and Caulfield in the same team? Dan McKenzie, for me, probably plays. He's aggressive. He gives us a bit of grunt, and we need that. There's not a lot of grunt here. Sharman misses. Patton misses. Caulfield misses. Bytel misses. And Burns. You got Howard. Has to play. I think he has to play based on his form. Obviously a lock. That's a question mark. He could well be out and Caulfield could be there. So that's the one that, or not Caulfield there, Highmore there and then Caulfield there. But I think that we got Highmore to be an intercept. Caulfield's an intercept. They're not going to play them at centre half back. You need someone else that's bigger, that's played there before, and he's done that. So for now, that's where I'm putting him. Brad Hill on the wing, where he needs to be. Steele, where Steele needs to be. JB and Higgins can kind of float there. Membry centre half forward. Marshall. Gresham close to goal. That's where I would play him because Gresham near goals is very good. Just not as a set shot. Max King, Butler, Ryder, Crouch, Jones, Clark, Hanbury, Ross, McKenzie. Ideally I would probably not play him and play someone like Patton or Burns, the future. But given it's round 1, and that's all it is. This isn't what I would play every week. This is based on everyone being available for round 1 next year. Ross is the one that I really don't want to play. Stuff it. I'm picking my team. It's not going to be you, mate. You're out. And get stuffed. We're putting Cooper Sharman in the lineup. Who cares? That's my lineup. Let's go from the top. Dukes at fullback. Jimmy Webster. Kel Wilkie. Thomas Highmore. Josh Battle. Jack Sinclair. That's the back line. That's a solid back line. Then you've got Hill, Class, Steele, JB. Good ball users. Good runners. That's what we want. We want JB to pick up his form though. Rowan Marshall in some capacity I think should rest forward. If Paddy is starting ruck, vice versa depending on who starts. Tim Membry centre half forward. He can float back and support the backline when he needs to. Jack Higgins floating up, becoming a mid roaming high forward. Dan Butler crumbing at Max King's feet. Jade Gresham crumbing as well. But he over time will work his way back into the midfield. And support the midfield there. And then the followers, you've got Paddy Ryder, Brad Crouch, Zach Jones. And then on the bench, you've got Hunter Clark, Dan Hanbury, Cooper Sharman for a bit of flexibility, just, something different. And then Dan McKenzie, just because I thought he was very underrated this year and nothing he did warrants being dropped. And I think the likes of Burns, Connolly, Bytel, the youngsters, they're probably going to have to fight it out at Sandy to get a position here. So probably one of them plays in round one, not this team, but one of them should play, and it's probably for someone like Mackenzie or I don't know. It's really no one else I'd drop. It's a tough one there. Yeah, I think that's my lineup. I think I'll leave it at that. Comment your thoughts, guys. Let me know your lineups. I'm still, with everyone fit, this is bloody difficult. Ben Patton, I think, is a bit stiff. But I just don't know where to put him. So I'll leave it there, guys. This isn't 100%. This is still a work in progress, but that's initially what I'm thinking. I don't think we can have Caulfield and Highmore in the same team with everyone fit, especially with Josh Battle in the backline. I think you can fit them both if Josh Battle's not there. But given I've put him there, I don't think I can put both in the same team. Jimmy Webster and Ben Patton in the same team. They both kind of play the one position, so I don't see how that works. And the rest is all about flexibility. He can play off half-back, off a wing, forward. He's pretty mobile for a forward. We need his class. We need his classing to get him into the middle. And then the rest are kind of all, where I think they should be playing for the majority of the year. So I'll leave it there. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. If you disagree, that's awesome. These videos are for you to disagree. I want you to disagree. Give me your best 22. This is my initial thoughts, but it's going to change over the preseason. We probably will get players that are unavailable, so that'll kind of just make it a lot easier. But this is based on everyone being fit and what I think is the most capable team for St Kilda going into 2022. So please like this video, comment your thoughts. I'd love to hear them. And if you're watching and you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button and subscribe and join the Saints TV YouTube channel. We're pushing, I think, nearly 2,400 now, which is amazing. And you'll get notified on all future videos, just like the video coming out on Monday, Saints TV Weekly. It should be a good one, and every other future video on the channel. So enjoy the rest of your weekend, guys. I think it's now, long weekend. We've got the Melbourne Cup next week, so enjoy your break. I'm sure it's well-deserved, and I'll see you next week on the channel. So take care, guys, and go you mighty Sainers.